Today we're going to go over how to dodge and burn and diffuse, basically do all of your darkroom techniques in a digital environment. The exercise file that you'll be working on is an image I shot with a 4x5 negative many years ago, and I'm going to take you through the process of how it ended up looking the way it does. I'm going to zoom in just so you can kind of see what's going on in this image, and you'll see that there's a certain amount of diffusion to it. There is also there is toning, and let's take a look and let's go back to where the image actually started, and I'm going to take away all of these layers. So starting out with the first scan, which is what you'll be doing with your images. In this process, because we are darkening and increasing contrast, you want to start out with a scan that is a little lighter than you want your image to eventually look, and it might be a little flatter. So you'll notice that the shadow areas actually have quite a bit of information in them. The first step, and I'm going to zoom out just a bit, is you'll notice that the sky area is fairly washed out. And so the first step was to use the lasso, and actually in the free form, and kind of just go through and select that area. Then you would edit, copy, and paste, and that's how I came up with this new layer. When you paste, it automatically creates a new layer. I'm just going to disable this mask and show you. So this was the new layer, and this is how it would look. You wouldn't notice anything different when it comes in because it's going to come in normal blending mode, and you're going to set it then to multiply. And obviously this is kind of a harsh ending there, and what I ended up doing was creating a mask. So there's the mask that then blends it in a little better. Now our next part is, and actually I think it could even blend a bit more on this part. The next thing then is you want to make a copy of the entire layer, and to do that you simply go to the top of where your layers palette is, the highest visible one, hold down the Option key, click on the options, and say Merge Visible. And that's going to give you a copy of everything that you have at that point. So I'm going to go ahead and trash that since I already have one. And that is what this layer was. And the other thing is I actually set it to multiply, which you could set it to multiply. You could also set it to darken, which gives you this kind of speckled look, which I don't particularly like. Set it to multiply, and then you're actually going to apply a filter, and that would be the blur, Gaussian blur. And you can see, because you've already changed the blending mode, you can kind of see in real time how that diffusion is going to work. I'm going to say okay on that. The next thing then is you want to add some sculpting, and to do that you create a new layer, layer new, and you're going to set it to soft light and fill with a neutral color gray. Now I'm going to trash that since I already have one, and let me just show you what that layer has done. I'll change that back to normal. And on this, every area that you want to darken, you're literally painting with a brush, with black. Where's my brush? Oh, there's my brush, B for brush. And you're just simply painting with black, a soft brush. Let's set that back to soft light. And it creates, so this is with it and without it. So it's actually really defining. Let me zoom in. Oops, there we go. Let me zoom in. So it's really giving definition to the areas. And then the last part was adding a toning layer to it. For that, you simply go down to New Adjustment, Solid Color, select a color. So let's try a blue. Let's say I wanted to go with a cool tone. Say OK. And then change that to soft light. What's nice about this method, I'm going to zoom out a bit, is that you can double click on the icon for color fill, and then in real time you can actually click and you'll see that it changes the effect of it. So that's if I wanted to blue tone it. In this case I wanted to warm tone it, and you could change the opacity on that to lessen the effect. You can try it in overlay, which gives it a little more intensity, and you can actually play around with the different blending modes. So that's the basic process I'm going to have you go through today in completing your digital exercise.